Good morning. Today is Tuesday, April 27th. For lunch today, there's chicken bites with sweet and sour sauce and brown rice, or harvest chicken salad with whole grain dinner roll, or beef hot dog on a bun with tater tots. Today in grades 4 and 5, it's an A day. In grades 6 through 8, it's a B day. During gym recess today, the Boys and Girls Club option will be available for Mr. Kirchmeyer's and Mr. Parks' advisories. And today we've got 5, yes, count them, 5 birthdays. Happy birthday to Eliani Garcia in the 5th grade. Happy birthday to Jesse Woods in the 7th grade. Happy birthday to Delvin Kirchmeyer in the 4th grade. Happy birthday to Cecily Olson in the 4th grade. And happy birthday to Carson Schultz in the 4th grade. Have a great day. Hey everybody. So I've made a lot of these morning messages over the last couple of years, but this is one of the ones I'm probably the most excited about because I get to share with you some opportunities for next year that we haven't had for a long time. So 8 years ago, I was a teacher here at AMS. I taught German. At that time, they also taught Spanish, they also taught tech ed, and for one reason or another, budget cuts, changes, that those things left the middle school and they haven't been here for a while. Well, today, I'd like to share with you that we found a way to bring them back, which means that we're going to create more options for 6th and 7th and 8th graders next year that we don't have right now. All right, let's start out by talking next year's 8th grade schedule for this year's 7th graders. So at the end of the day, you're going to have one of 4 classes for 9 weeks, or 1 quarter each. So class number 1 is Career Exploration and Financial Literacy, taught by Mrs. Jackson, the NHS business teacher. The second one will be Tech Ed, technical education, where you get to do hands-on type of stuff with building things and learning things on the computer and coding and that type of stuff. That'll be with Mr. Junk, who is a teacher who was just hired, who will teach both here and at the high school. The third option is Spanish with Mrs. O'Donnell, the Spanish teacher also over at the high school, and you'll have 8th grade health with Mr. Carroll, who's already here at the middle school. So each of these quarters, you're going to have one of these classes for 9 weeks, and then you're going to rotate to one of the other ones. So over the course of the whole year, you'll have all 4 of the teachers, and you'll be able to try out all of these classes. All right, next year's 7th graders. You also get exploratory classes. 4 classes, 1 quarter each. You'll have them all by the end of the year. Class number 1 will be Keyboarding and Information Literacy with Mrs. Jackson, the NHS business teacher. Basically, we're going to be doing so much with computers, both in school and in the world, we're going to teach you how to do those better. Also, you'll have Tech Ed with Mr. Junk. So that means you'll have 2 years of Tech Ed before you ever get to the high school. One of them is 3-dimensional art with Ms. Wright, our art teacher. This, you'll be making clay or sculptures or fabric, or you're basically make art in 3 dimensions in different ways. This will be a little bit above and beyond what you're already doing in the art classes, so we have some more choices. And the last one, we don't know the exact details, but it's going to be a physical education type thing. It might be bigger, faster, stronger. It might be team sports that you haven't done. It might be something in the weight room. Either way, Mr. Carroll and Mr. Thomas will be teaching that, and you'll learn more about it. Now, in addition to these exploratory classes, next year's 7th and 8th graders will have a choice period. In other words, you'll be able to choose from 4 different offerings and take either 1 or 2 of those throughout the year. These are choir with Mr. Seipel, band with Mr. Glenzer, animation and video production with Ms. Wright, and again, a physical education offering that we don't know exactly what it is just yet, but it'll be soon. And that'll be Mr. Carroll and Mr. Thomas teaching that. We're going to offer these on an A-day, B-day schedule. So if one day you want choir, the next day you want band, go for it. If you want choir the whole time, go for it. If you want band one period and physical education the next one, go for it. Animation and video production and choir, whatever it is, mix and match, and you basically, of these 4 menu items, you get to choose 1 or 2. If it's 1, you'll have it every day. If it's 2, you have it every other day. All right, next year's 6th graders. We haven't forgotten about you. You won't have as many choices as the 7th and 8th graders because, well, we don't have that many more high school teachers we can bring over. But students will have a choice between general music with Ms. Pulvermacher or band with Mr. Glenzer. There will be a longer recess period in grade 6 than there will be in grades 7 and 8 next year. In order to fit all those extra classes in, we're going to have to shorten up recess from what it currently is for grades 7 and 8. And then in grade 6, you'll also have a social skills class with Mr. Murray, our school counselor, where you learn basic stuff like how do you make a friend? How do you get along with people? How do you work on stuff? All the stuff about how do you make things work better and so that all our school day goes better too. Now for grades 6, 7, and 8, here's some general scheduling notes you ought to be aware of. Number 1, all classes will be 45 minutes long. You'll have 8 classes over the course of your day, plus lunch and recess. Grades 6, 7, and 8 next year will have separate lunch and recess periods like we have this year. There will be a 30-minute lunch recess period for grades 7 and 8. Like I mentioned, if we're going to fit those extra classes in, you're going to have less recess, but there'll still be enough time to eat and to be able to do some stuff. Grade 6, as mentioned, you'll have the longer recess period along with the social skills class. And then finally, advisory, as it currently sits, is at the very beginning of the day. We're going to move that to the middle of the day. So you'll be having that either before or after your lunch recess period. Okay, I just gave you an awful lot of information really fast. If you want to re-watch your grades version, go ahead and ask your teacher to pause, rewind, and go over that again. Let me finish out by saying why we're doing all this. The reason is that middle school should be a time of exploration, of being able to see new things, to be able to see what you like doing so you're going to be more prepared down the road. By giving you more classes, by giving you more choices than we've had than the whole 14 years that I've been here in the district, we're going to be able to do a better job of doing that. Middle school is a time of learning, of exploring, of experimenting, and also of just learning how to get along with each other. We're confident this new schedule will help us get along that way, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Now, developing this schedule has been a big job and will be for a while yet. There's some of the things that are written in pen, we know how that will be. Some parts are still written in pencil, we're still figuring that out. Either way, we're going to start registration in a couple weeks to be able to have you start telling us what classes you want to have next year. So, talk in your advisories. What are you looking forward to for next year? What questions do you have? Share that with your teachers, and we'll keep talking about it as we go. All right, you have a great one. Take care.